Hello lovelies, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sade Jasmine. Thanks so much for clicking on this video and tuning in with me today. So today's video will be about showing you how to make these lovely floral arrangements. And if you look closely, it looks like there's water, but there's not. This is actually acrylic water that is in here, so it, it doesn't move. It's actually, oh shoot. Maybe it moves a little bit, but it's actually pretty sturdy and it looks very realistic. I got this idea from Pinterest, and actually they actually do make real floral arrangements like this, and they are so expensive. And I kind of started this whole trend, well, at least with my channel, Classy on a Budget videos. So this will be yet another Classy on a Budget videos, and it is a way for you to become a little creative for half the price with your decor. So without further ado, I almost forgot. I haven't forgotten about you ladies who actually did follow the directions for the Lash haul giveaway. The giveaway ended October the 24th, so I'd like to announce the very blessed winner. Drum roll please. Congratulations to Zierra Janelle. I hope I am saying that correctly. I actually had to download the app called Pick One, and all of the people who did follow the instructions by the deadline, I put their names into this app, so it randomly chose it for me. It was so hard to choose, so I was just like, let me just get an app to choose for me. And I hope you all know that if I could, I would give lashes to all of you, but please continue to keep a lookout on my videos because I will be doing more giveaways in the future. So without further ado, let's get into today's video. So let's get started. The equipment that you will need is a mixing bowl. It says that it has to be non-styrofoam, so I use this old plastic bowl. They recommend it being disposable, so I'm pretty sure it might get a little messy, so that's why they said disposable. I picked these two containers up from my local dollar store. Obviously they're $1 a piece because I want to save some money. And I picked up these silk flowers from my local Michael's, and they do have a 40% off coupon off of one regular price item, so I used that for one of them. But these are $7.99 a piece, and I got 4. And for those of you that would like to save some money, I also picked up these flowers. They're not silk flowers, but they are $2.99 a piece, and they're white roses. But I feel like these silk roses look more realistic for the look that I'm going for, so it was definitely worth the money. And also you will need this crystal clear floral setting resin. I think that's how you pronounce it. But I picked this up from my local Joann fabric store, and this was about, originally I think it was about $20, but I used a 40% off coupon. If you do sign up for the app for the first time, you will get a 40% coupon off of a regular price item. So I believe I got this for about around $11 or something like that. So that wasn't bad. And also you'll need a pair of wire cutters to cut the flowers to your desired length. And also a pair of scissors just in case you would need them. So, reading the instructions, let's start out. It says, before mixing, practice arranging silk plants in the vase you are using and trim stems to desired length. So before I picked up these little cheapy flowers, and then my mom made me realize that the silk flowers will actually look better, but in doing so, I went ahead and I cut this one to my desired length because I don't want them to be as long as they are right now. So I just kind of placed it in here like so. So I did this first, and I think this is about the length that I want it to be. I think it looks cute, especially once I get the rest of them in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you guys different ones that you can use. So like a cheaper version, and then this one is a little bit more expensive version. So I'm going to go ahead and measure these this rose with this one and see what exactly I want it to look like. So as you can see, I'm just going through and removing the price tags from the rose, and also I'm cutting the rose to my desired length, and I think I'm going to use that white rose as basically the model of what all my roses will be like in terms of length. And I'm also going through and taking out the leaves of each rose. It's optional, you can do this or you can just leave them the way they are, but I personally wanted a more clean look, so I decided to remove the leaves. So as you guys could see in the last few clips, I was actually struggling a little bit to keep the roses together, so what I decided to do was to place a rubber band on the stems and push it up as far as possible just so it wouldn't be visible, and it's way easier for it to sit up the way that I'd like it to in the vase. So after I get that situated, I decided to go in with some green floral wire, and I just wrap the wire around the black rubber band to cover up the black band and make sure that it looks as natural as possible. One of the things that the instructions also recommend is for you to place water inside the vase that you'll be using to measure exactly how high you would like the solution to look for your desired look. Here you can see that I placed some water in there, and that's about how high I'd like it to be. So now I'm beginning to pour the hardener inside first, and I use 1/4 cup of hardener, and then I'm using the rest of the solution in there, and I'm making sure I get it all out of the measuring cup. Initially I didn't have a measuring cup, but I think it's best for you to just use one to be safe. So the instructions say that you should stir the solution for about 3 minutes clockwise and in a counterclockwise motion. In doing so, do not rush the process and don't take any shortcuts. Just sit there and stir it, it'll go by fast. I'm sure you saw me sipping my tea before. So now I'm finishing up stirring the solution, and now I can pour it in my vase now that the 3 minutes are up. So now I'm just going to grab my flowers and ensure that I place them in the solution just the way I'd like them to be, because once it dries, it's pretty much done. And now I will show you how I do the second arrangement. So for the second floral arrangement, I decided that I wanted to arrange them a little bit differently than the first. However, I'm still using the same process as the first one. They're just going to come out looking a little bit different. So instead of using 4 roses, I'm using 3. And I decided to cut the roses to where they're all the same length, so they're all standing up the same. So this time around, I decided not to use a rubber band or any type of wires to keep the roses standing up. I figured since I keep them all the same length, it'll be easier for them to stand up. But if you do decide to do it this way, don't make the same mistake that I did, because I actually cut off a little bit more of the stem than what I wanted to, so that made it kind of a little bit harder for them to stand up, but I figured out a way to keep them up. As you can see, I'm doing the same process as before, and I'm also using the same measurements as before, 1/4 of each of the solution that I will need to create my desired look. So now I'm going through as before and stirring the solution in a counterclockwise and clockwise motion for 3 minutes. After that is complete, I will carefully pour the solution inside of the vase, and then I will place the flowers inside of the vase the way that I would like them to be and allow them to dry overnight. It takes a total of 32 hours to dry.
One eternity later.
So this is the final product of the floral arrangements. I'm very pleased with how they came out, especially this one. It looks so real and I love it. It took about 36 hours for them to dry, as I mentioned before, which is a long time. But honestly, just leave them alone and let them do their thing and dry, and they'll turn out perfect like this.